Hey everyone, Simon here. I've been asked a lot of questions about what is the best mantra or ritual to do before eating to sanctify the act of eating, to help you digest the food better, and to have a better experience overall. Now, I'll give you two reasons it's useful to do a little ritual before eating. First, and I cite this in my book, Sex, Love, and Dharma. If you don't have it yet, you can get it from Amazon or any retailer. It's a study done by Harvard psychologists, and they took two groups of students. They gave them the same food, but one group did a ritual, a meaningless ritual, really. Didn't have anything to do with any religion or anything like that, but it was a small ritual they did before they sat down to eat. The other group didn't. And what they found was that the group that did the ritual had a better overall experience. So they said the food tasted better than the control group, and they would pay more money for that food than the control group would. So they assigned more value to that experience. So this is one reason to do a ritual for anything. And this is why birthdays are important. We sing happy birthday, we bring out a cake, everyone gathers around. That's a ritual, and that creates value around that event. Parties are rituals, Christmas is a ritual. Our lives really are ritual. And when we can make those rituals more conscious, we can create more value in our lives and social interactions, thereby reducing depression. A major cause of depression is lack of social integration, lack of a sense of tribe, of community, of feeling that you belong or have a purpose. So rituals also help to give you a purpose. So that's the first reason. The second reason is a little esoteric, so bear with me here, and it comes from astrology. So in astrology, the horoscope, the eighth house is the house of death, the second house is the house of food and eating, and they are opposite each other. So the second house of food is mirrored by the eighth house of death. Now, and every house that mirrors each other carries a little bit of that house meaning with it. So why does food have to do with death? Well, think about it. If the food that we eat, we take in life to promote our life, but we're usually taking life from something else. And this is not just meat eaters, this is also vegetarians. When you pull that carrot, when you cut that vegetable, it dies, usually, right? So something has to give its life for you to have life. And so death is inherent in the process of eating, unless you eat purely sattvic food. Now, this word sattva means purity, harmony, enlightenment promoting activity. And I talk a lot about that in my next book called, what is it called? The Dharma Method, which is how to cultivate sattva in your life. And sattvic foods, for example, are fruits which fall from a tree. You didn't have to cut the tree to get the fruit. Nuts that fall from a tree, seeds, and so on. Even milk that you milk from your cow because you unburden the cow of the heavy milk. Now, this is not factory farming we're talking about. We're talking about your own cow in your backyard that you love and take care of and feed, and you get milk from, and the cow willingly gives it to you. So those foods, milk, rice is also white rice is considered sattvic, fruits and nuts, and some people do subsist solely on that type of food because it promotes enlightenment, promotes love, peace, and harmony. But most of us don't, especially in the Western world. We have meat, eggs, even the dairy is factory farmed and whatnot. The vegetables are cut down and whatnot. So it's useful to begin our meals, especially the main meal of the day, which is lunch in a traditional Vedic tradition. And why is it lunch and not breakfast and dinner? Read my book or read any book on Ayurveda and you'll see why. So it's important to ritualize that main meal of the day in order to minimize the violence associated with it and to maximize its life-promoting potential. So there are a number of mantras you can say, but the most basic is Ram. Ram. Ram comes from the root Ram, which means to enjoy, to delight, or to frolic. So just saying Ram, 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 or Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Now, this is also the name of Rama, an incarnation of divinity in the Vedic tradition in the Hindu pantheon. So you get the bonus of invoking the name of the divine. But simply done for digestion, Ram, the root Ram, Ramyate, means to enjoy, to frolic, to delight. And you can only enjoy, frolic, and delight when you are healthy, when your metabolism is strong, when your digestive fire is strong, when your immunity is bright. And then a stale piece of bread tastes like caviar or whatever. A rock looks like the most beautiful mountain you've ever seen. You're able to enjoy your sensory experiences more profoundly when you have strong digestion. And this mantra, Ram, 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 or Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, promotes your ability to Ram, to interact with your world in an optimal way. And in Ayurveda, it is said that when your digestion is optimal, you obtain ruchi. Ruchi means delight. Again, the similar word, your ability to delight in the pleasures of life. So, Ram is one of the simple mantras. Now, for a more elaborate mantra, we can chant a verse or two from the Bhagavad Gita. And very traditional families chant the entire chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gita, which takes somewhere like 5 to 10 minutes. But if you don't want to memorize the entire chapter, or if you don't have time, or your Sanskrit is not that great, you can try one of the verses. And it goes like this. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehama Shritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyanam Chaturvidam. So this is Krishna speaking, saying that I am your digestive fire, and uniting the different forces in your body, I digest and metabolize your food. And often, in addition to that, another verse from the Bhagavad Gita is quoted that says, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmeva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina, which is that I am consciousness, the food is consciousness, the process of eating is consciousness, it's all bloody consciousness. And connecting with that state, there is no karma, there is no violence associated with the process of food. And by the way, when I say the word violence, it's not just the food that we cut down, it's the diesel of the truck that needs to be burnt to bring that food to you. It's the workers who may be exploited, who knows, who pick that food, or who sweat and work hard to pick that food to bring it to your table. That's also something that you're implicated in, maybe to the infinitesimal degree, but still you are part of that chain. And so when I say violence, I don't mean just the food itself, it's also the process of bringing that food to your table. So these mantras are important in helping you connect to the fact that we are all part of the chain of nature, and helping you to mitigate and minimize the karma, the negative karma associated with eating. So those are 3 mantras you can say. In our class, starting March 25th, 2018, we will cover a ton more mantras, rituals, and things you can do to not only promote healthy digestion, which is very important, but for specific organs, for memory, for thyroid, for liver, for heart issues, for manifesting your desires in the world, wealth, prosperity, a partner, a new house, a Bentley, if that's your wish, and if that's in line with your dharma. And we'll talk about how to know if it is or not. And then finally, for spiritual advancement. And if you're watching this after March 25th, you can still get the recordings for our 7-week online intensive. You can still join it. Send me an email at the email below, and there'll be more information. So I hope this was useful. Thank you, and we'll